Welcome back to another warm-up show with the co-host, Coach Frenchy, directly from the Florida State. And we have to go all the way to the north to find a co-host, also Mr. Enortap, in the house tonight.
Good evening, Coach. How is all of Hockey Nation today?
Yeah, happy Tuesday, everybody. November 23rd on the 2021. Thanks to join us tonight. We have Enortap tonight in the house. We have a couple of things I never mentioned what's going to happening, but I'm going to give you this in a couple of minutes. But we have a couple of people in the house today. First of all, we have to go all the way to the Westmount and Montreal. Welcome back, Mr. Canadian Giant. We have to go all the way from Utah, from Montreal to Utah. We have to go across the border and go all the way to the west to find Mr. Ron with Kings 20 in the house. By the way, Mr. Ron 20, Mr. Enortap with you, he finished the score 4-2 yesterday. So great performance for both of you.
All right, Ron with Kings.
Finishing great, so congratulations about that one over there. Well, Mr. Stephen Dassey in the house tonight.
Welcome, Stephen and Giant.
And we have to go all the way to the mountain, New Brunswick. Here we go. Mr. Johnny Golden. Come on down. Welcome back to the Hockey Nation Live Show. There we go. That's not that one,
Welcome,
but that's
Johnny.
the one here. It was the one. The woman was not happy to see you, Johnny. That's what happening. And directly from Denver, number one for the Colorado Avalanche, Mr. Steve G in the house. Top looking good today. Steve, he's not looking good today. He's always looking good every single day. He passed again, like I said, 20 minutes before we start. He's on the makeup room for set up all his face, hair, everything like that. And me, I just go through the room and I go straight to the live show. I don't need anything for me. So that's what's happening with that part of there. I don't know. Is it? That's it.
Coach, you can't mess with perfection. I have to work to that stage.
It is what it is, right? You come with what we have. But that's it. Did I miss someone? It looked like that's the number of the people we have so far. Here we go from Finland, Mr. Yemo Vertanen.
Welcome, Yermo.
Mr. Ron, I have already a question for you. I did not forget you, by the way, because I did not ignore you, but God, the monkey boy in the house. Coach, can I join the show? Yes, a couple of minutes. Give me about 3-4 minutes. I'm going to invite you. If you have any question, you can talk to Enortap. We're going to bring you live in about 5 minutes. Don't worry about that. That'd be great to having you. Round Fournier. No, Round the King 20. I have a question for you. Whoop, that's not that one over there. Here we go.
Says, do you think McDavid is an incomplete player? I say yes. He is amazing at offense, but sucks at defense. You know what? There is an element of truth to that. I wouldn't use the word sucks at defense. I think there's room for improvement for sure. But, I mean, he's probably one of the most dynamic, if not the most dynamic players on the earth right now. I'm going to talk a little bit about it later on. When we start to mentioning his name, is it inappropriate to put him in the same class as Lemieux and Gretzky and people of that ilk? It's coming close. Definitely what he's accomplishing is getting in that territory.
First of all, we have to welcome back. We lost him during the French quiz, but now he's back today. Atlanta weather, what's going on, buddy?
Welcome, Atlanta.
What's going on with you Lightnings, by the way, because Mr. Badamonkey have a breaking news, and it was confirmed about 30 minutes ago. The Tampa Bay Lightning announced today Brandon Point. It will be out for a minimum of 4 to 6 weeks. So it's going to be amazing. See, interesting to see what is going to happening about that one over there. Atlanta said, look at Canada, they are so good. Yes, they are. And welcome back, Monsieur Andrew Kieran from Barrie, Ontario.
Welcome, Andrew.
Talking about the Finland connection. Welcome back directly from Calgary. Number one for the Edmonton Oilers, Andy Kuivula.
Hello, Auntie.
So, so Andrew Kieran is in the house. Andy Kuivula, I don't know, I have a problem with you, Andy, last night because I saw like you gave me 2-3 score. Then after that, I cannot find anything else. So, I don't know, Andy, if you did it or not. But I have a difficult time to figure out. Yeah, I check, I look again. I could not figure out because I cannot find the 3 game at least. I think you give me only 2 game. And maybe it disappears, or maybe I could be wrong. Welcome back, Mr. Alexis Dubuc in the house from Sherbrooke. That's from Sherbrooke. He's just from Quebec. So, Alexis is back in the house. You said something?
I just said we.
All right, so, okay, something. There you go. You see, I was right, I think I missed yesterday. So, Tampa Bay said, I have a Brendan Point. How long do you think he will return?
4 to 6.
4 to 6 weeks. So we think about like beginning of January, honestly. In the same situation with Kucherov. So both of them right now confirm 4 to 6 weeks. Here we go. So everything looking good. Everybody look like everything. Like we do at the beginning of the show. And Mr. Enortap, what pay you your attention for the last 20 minutes, the last 24 hours. And that's what give us this on time. I'm going to invite Bada Monkey to join us so you can rock and roll this place and then come back after that.
Yeah, there were a few things I jotted down that sort of stuck me, and they're more generic in nature, but I'm looking at the fact that Makar now has come back for Colorado, and just watching him play out there, he is such a great skater, such great vision of the game. It's no coincidence that Colorado has been almost scoring at will in these games. I'm just wondering, is it time that we start putting Makar not only in the conversation of Norris, although he's got some good competition there, but can we even put him in the conversation of the Hart Trophy? Because he seems to be the real pulse behind here, especially now that McKinnon's out of the lineup. I'm just flabbergasted by his play. You can go back in time and look at other great defensemen, and he's definitely not statistically yet, of course, but he's definitely at that level, at that echelon for sure.
Yep, it would be interesting to see what he can, a bit early, but I think he's going to be maybe at the discussion at some point. We have to wait a little bit more, but at the halfway, that gave us a little bit more an indication of what could happen, right?
Yeah.
But so far,
and the other thing that stands out obviously is Lou Lamoriello, I guess, was given a conference today, and he I think there was a hint that he tried to maybe delay some of the games for the Islanders. I mean, right now they're missing guys like Pulak and Bailey, Lee, and now Nelson's out for an extended period of time. Green, Bellows, Sherratt, yeah. They're right at that level that Ottawa was almost at before they had to cancel some of the games. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here. I can understand Lou's position because it's difficult to find the depth when you're missing that many players and be competitive on a nightly basis. And for the Islanders, it's a much different ball game than it was for Ottawa because the expectations were so much higher. I know both in you and I, Coach, we at the beginning of the year when we did our predictions, we both predicted the Islanders to win the Cup, and not that I don't think that was necessarily a bad pick, but they've been sort of decimated with all sorts of different problems, and then starting on the road for the number of games that they did consecutively didn't help matters either. So, it's just something we'll have to monitor over the next few days and see what happens.
Yep, I agree with you about that one over there. Yes, Ron, King, you and Mr. Enortap, you pick up Nashville yesterday. Stefan, have a question for you. I noticed San Jose is playing better as of the lately. They won 2-1 versus Kane last night. Can they keep it up?
Well, if you recall, like at the beginning of the year, the expectations for San Jose weren't great. As a matter of fact, given everything that was happening with Evander Kane and some other situations on the team, it looked like it was going to be very dicey for them this year. So sort of, it's been great on them that they've maintained their own in the league and in the division. I think that's great. They do have some good offensive players, and it'll be interesting to see now that Kane's suspension is almost over, like how they handle that, because there was a lot of animosity, if you want to call it that, between some of the players and Kane. And is it something that's going to become cancerous in the change room or in the locker room with the team? Who knows, right? So you might see either the NHL will take some kind of action on Kane, or you might see a trade coming up very soon, I think, with him as well.
Yep, it would be very interesting about that one over there for sure. For me, it's like it would be more for me for San Jose Enortap the next 20 games. Thank you so much, Stephen Daisy, for the super chat. Thank you so much, appreciate that. Thank you, Baron Stefan. Appreciate that. For me, it will be a little bit my concern for right now for San Jose is more the goaltending situation over there.
Yeah.
We know Jim Raymer have a great season so far. He's one of the top 5 in the goals save percentage, right? But can he pick it up all the way? That's my biggest problem. I think Hill does not do the way they was expect when they make a trade. They thought it would be better. Does not do well. And now it would be interesting to follow with that. That's maybe the really where if something can go fall apart is really as a goaltender situation over there. And they are under not a strong division, but they are winning in front of them, right? You know what I mean? Like they are not the best metropolitan division, but Edmonton winning over there, right? Calgary is winning. Vegas getting better right now with all the players coming back. And they'll be hard for them to catch up with everybody in front of them. So for me, pushing playoff will be very concerned. They will have to consider to perform like this. And my question has always been Jim Raymer, if he can do that or not. So it will be very interesting to see that. About that, Mr. Alex, go ahead.
I was just going to add, and especially after, let's say, Christmas time, January, when the play becomes a lot tighter, you're not going to see these open-ended games where they're playing 7-5 like they were yesterday. You're going to see very tight checking games that are controlled because they know the number of points that they have to achieve to get into that playoff spot. And so you're going to see more. I think you're going to see more of a separation between, your top teams and ones that we all along suspected weren't going to be there. The only exception to that, and the verdict is still out, will be Anaheim, I think, because that looks like it could sustain itself a little bit more because they have a very good blend and they have an excellent goaltender in Gibson. So that'll be interesting to monitor as well.
Yeah, I agree with you about that one. Yep. Alex Zubik, do you think Dean Lombardi can be a GM in Montreal?
I don't know what his contract situation is right now.
He's not. He's not play. He just have a special advisor. That's it. He's not a GM nowhere.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. It all depends on do they need a French-speaking GM? Right? Is that going to be the first rule that comes out? And if that's the case, I'm not sure Lombardi has any French language to
my
fall
answer
back
is
on.
two ways right there, right? He cannot be the GM in Montreal because of French stuff, but he can be a good GM in the NHL. So I'll give him the best thing about that. Steve G said COVID bug hit Montreal. Not yet. I did not see anybody really hit COVID Montreal or the fact they don't play well. So about that, Ackler said Bulls to the Flyers tonight. I like when Mr. Enortap talk about Mekar. What about Calgary, right? Perry has not scored yet. Amazing. I told you, Atlanta, you have to listen, coach. He's not going to perform like you expect because he's not. Obviously, is a joke, but honestly, Enortap Perry, with all the time he has on the ice like TOI and not scoring, that's really not great. Other fact, you have a great leader inside the room, you return that. But again, it's not a good season overall on the productivity on the ice.
And it's a 2-year contract with him.
Yeah. How are you doing play-by-play tonight? Yes, Alexi, I'm going to do the play-by-play tonight. But the problem is, coach does not know which one yet. So I have about 40 minutes to figure out about that. Stephen Daisy, we just want to say thank you so much. Very kind, very appreciative for the super chat. Are the Carolina Hurricanes the best team in hockey?
Well, right now, they're definitely there. As if you watch Coach's video today that he put out with the rankings, he has them there. And I would totally agree with him. They're very, very deep. They've received much better goaltending than we could have anticipated from Anderson. The defense core is still very solid. I think D'Angelo's come in and done an admirable job in replacing Hampton. And offensively, again, you have another team that has a good blend of veterans, young players that are gelling well together. And the chemistry is very, very good, and it'll take them a long way.
Yep. For me, my power ranking get out afternoon about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. You can watching the video, guys. You want to see? I did my power ranking, and I put Carolina #1 team of this week again for the second week back to back. So I just want to mention this to you. Great point in our tap. I know I have one younger player. Do you? Kyle Clifford could help the app with the front of the blocking, helping get power play.
Well, I know Montreal always kind of bullish on Clifford. I know a couple of years ago they were trying to get him in trade talks. I mean, I wouldn't right now. I wouldn't go after him. I think he's lost a little bit in terms of his game over the last couple of years. He's not the same truculent individual and player that he used to be. And really, they've had dozens of players of that nature over the last couple of years that just, they come in and they're interchangeable pieces, right? And I don't think that at this stage we should be thinking about bringing in veterans to help out because we're not in playoff position. I think we should be looking at really using this opportunity to examine our prospects, giving them ice time, guys like Paling, and seeing where it goes from here because we want to get a good draft pick as well. The last thing we want is to start moving up in the standings when you're not going to reach the playoffs and you're going to put yourself in a bad position.
Yep, I put here. We have the #1 fans of the Florida Panthers in the house, Mr. Bob the Monkey. Here we go. Welcome, my friend. Here we go. We have the jersey also. Thanks to join us about that.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm going to go through Bob the Monkey. I'm going to get you and give us about 1 minute, 2 minutes. We have Mr. Alan Vaillancourt back from Kentucky in the house tonight. And to answer to Canada, I viewed the warm-up show Thanksgiving. I'm not sure about the warm-up show because we don't have the game that evening, but we're going to do the morning show, the skate morning show. So maybe Enortap can join me the morning. If he can do it, that'd be awesome. And well, we have a couple of questions coming from you, my friend Badamonkey. So you can be live. You can talk about your question right now. So you can ask Mr. Enortap if you don't mind.
Well, my question was, who do you think is the most underrated player? See, and I said Oliver Bjorkstrand from Columbus.
Who is the most underrated player in the league, Enortap?
Yeah, he definitely is one. I wouldn't put that aside. I don't know. I guess a couple of the teams that are on the West Coast, merely because they don't get as much exposure. Have some players on like LA and even San Jose, and I know we hear guys like Kopitar and Hurdle, but I think they're still a bit underrated given what they're accomplishing with those teams. I think even Florida has a couple players that have should be more highlighted, but haven't been for whatever reason. So yeah, there's quite a few, but I would agree with Bukestad for sure.
I will give you my answer. I think
Bjorkstad.
I thought I was going to mention it. I think Mangiapane is really is really one right now, the underrated in NHL. With 15 goals, everything like that. So I'm not saying he's the only one. But I said like one really right now at that moment. You can mention Troy Terry, everything like that. But for me right now, Mangiapane is really the top one in NHL at that one. So there's a great question about this. Stephen Gibson is a very good at that moment. Thank you so much. And Steve said the Ab Germany GM Bergeron has the COVID. Yes. So I gave him time to get a lot of interview on the social media. So he's everywhere on the TV and on the radio, everything like that. The Lightning are very good. They're the best roster in hockey.
Best decor for sure.
I wouldn't have said the best in the hockey, but I would say they are one of the top 4 or 5 in NHL. I think they're missing the bottom, everything like that. So I think for me, maybe the top 3, honestly. But I don't know if Enortap or Badamonkey have something about that.
They're the best decor for sure. Their decor is absolutely insane. Whenever I keep looking at it, I keep surprised by the amount of good players they have.
Yep. Enortap?
Yeah. Again, very a lot of depth to the team, and when you have the best goaltender in the world right now, it takes you a long way for sure.
Yep. Welcome, Mr. Google account in the house. Said Perry play a role. He's not afraid. It's his job and the net, everything. Absolutely agree with you about that one. It's just like, he cannot put the puck in the net at that moment for any reason. I don't say he does not play well. He just said, like, you expect, because you have an opportunity right now in Enortap and Badamonkey to play more because you don't have Kisharov and you're missing a couple of pieces of the puzzle. They put him now on the third line. Sometimes he jump on the first line. So I think at that moment about this. Stephen, does he have a question? I thought Ottawa was suspended game due to COVID. I was surprised they played last night. Anybody want to answer that one?
Well, they did get some players back. So, and then they served. I think was it 3 or 4 games that they were off. I think it was 3.
Yep.
So they had a good 7 to 8 days off. So I mean, you can't prolong too much. Once the players test negative, it's time to get them back into action. Is it difficult? 100%, because it's not just about being physically inactive during that time. It's also a mental game, and it takes a toll on you as well. So actually, I thought Ottawa responded very well yesterday. partially because Colorado didn't get the goaltending that they needed yesterday. But in the end, you can tell that Colorado was by far a better team, though.
Yeah, I agree with you about that one. Atlantis, Carolina, greater or better of everybody else. I agree with you about that one over there for that one there. And Steve confirmed Ottawa missed 3 games. Yes, they missed 3 games. And what happening, Stefan, after that, at the end of the weekend, they have to do some testing, everybody else, and 7 or 8 of the players come back. The problem, they have injuries. Murray, Brown yesterday.
Yeah.
They have Colin White, and they have also Brainstorm, the defenseman anyway. So they have a couple of injuries with all the COVID. That's the reason they get out of the far least missing 3 game at that moment. Alan Vaillancourt said Utica Devils beat the record on the AHL with 13-0 since the beginning of the season. You're doing well about that. And then Ron said, Blaine, you got freaking young right away. Yeah, that's happening very quickly. But the monkey in the house from Mike Zuck and the house also. Atlanta said he beat the Panthers. Steve Ibad. It's Monkey. That was my name. I was play lacrosse. As we said. With Kolak out, should they give Norlander more ice time? Will Duchamp do it?
With Kulak out, should they give Norlander more ice time? Will Duchamp do it? I think Edmondson is coming back very soon. So I don't know. It depends how they want to handle the situation with Norlander. Like if they are going to waste a year of his eligibility, then for sure they'll keep him on board. But I suspect that won't be the case. If anything, I think you mentioned that yesterday, Coach. They'll send him to Sweden, and when the season finishes there, then they'll bring him back, and he could play the tail end of the season out there so that they would get a better look at him.
To answer to Johnny, I would say yes, they will. They would play at 6 and 12. Pocket is ready to come back now. So they have, Pezzetta, Poland, and Lekonen, whatever it is. Kulak is out. Norlander is in. That's 6 over there. They will not use Niku inside that one over there until Edmondson's coming back. Now they will go through after that, send Norlander out. Kulak is about weekly at that moment, so it'll be interesting to see that. He missed the 3 game on the road, so it's not only 1 week or from a couple of days. He thought at some point Kulak would be ready for tomorrow night, and definitely he left during the practice this morning. So more time for Norlander, a couple more games for him before he go back to Sweden, everything like that. During that time we talk like this, but I'm okay. Have any question you want to add at the same time you live with us?
I also got to say, for another underrated player, it's Anthony Cirelli from Tampa.
Enortap?
Yeah, no, definitely. He's had to step up with the injuries that they've had recently. So yeah, you're right. He's been a pleasant surprise.
I agree with you about that one over there. Atlantis said, Enortap, how surprised are you about Buffalo?
Well, I was more surprised at the beginning of the year. I think when they came out of the gates 5-1-1, I believe it was. We're sort of seeing them regress a little bit to the mean, and that's not necessarily a negative thing. It just is what it is, and like they've had the defense hasn't looked horrible, but they just. It's the consistent scoring that they haven't been getting, and the goaltending has sort of been off as well in that time. So it's been difficult to compete. But they're there every game. You can't count them out or think that these are 2 easy points tonight, because guess what? You'll lose if you think of that. It becomes a trap game for you.
I have a question for Monkey. Who is the underrated for the Florida Panthers?
Lesterainen, for sure.
All right.
He plays both sides of the ice very well.
Alan Vaillancourt said that underrated is RNH for the Edmonton Oilers. Yamo said Veterano for Florida, I think.
He's just there. Like he's his normal
update. Like, he's not impressive right now, but he's also not really bad. So
my question to you, and then I'll tap one of each one answers you. Do you trade Ben Chariot for Frank Venetro?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't do
Kind of like forward core. I don't really want to get rid of it, and I don't know how much about Sherratt, and I kind of like our defense right now, so I'm not really complaining with our defense.
I think the key for Florida is, I mean, Sherratt would help for sure, but you want to add without subtracting any pieces to your team. So if you could do it with picks, maybe that's a good place to go for them. But to trade away anybody necessarily on the team, I wouldn't do it if I were Florida.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I agree with you about that one over there. I don't know Atlanta what he's talking about. He was talking maybe the underrated players. Maybe I'm not sure if that's one he was talking about. But we have Ollie Signature in the house. Welcome back, buddy. And he said, bring back the Montreal Maroon. Maybe Enortap saw them before in the past. I'm not sure, but maybe he have some story can talk about the coach in the past, but we'll see about it. It's funny because I have 3 questions for Enortap and the back a little bit later, but one's coming from Stefan. So let's do his question. The Islanders have been struggling this year. Do you think they will make the playoff? Both of you answer one by one in Enortap.
I definitely do. Like unless they're hit hard by injuries, I think that they'll get their act together. They just have to wait for everybody to get back. I want to see them now play at home in their new rink with their healthy team, and then you're gonna see quite a different team. You're gonna see a team that will start pulling away. They just have to hang in right now and get through this rough patch of games that they've been hit with injuries and COVID. But they have a system and a great coach. The goaltending is, I know their starter Varlamov has been at his usual self, but their backup has been fantastic. So they're going to be in those games, and I still believe that they're going to make the playoffs. It might be a lot lower seeding than we originally thought, but if I'm a top team, I wouldn't want to play them in the first round of the playoffs. I'll tell you that.
Bottom Monkey, what do you think?
I mean, last season the Islanders got to the very similar start in terms of point percentage in like their first 15 games, and they finished 4th in their division. They have a good way of sneaking in wins. They're very defensive style play. I'm curious how long their COVID stretch will go for, and how much that will affect them in terms of losses and wins. Besides that, they're a good team. I would love to see them get a sniper or some goal scorer besides Barzell. It seems like they're trying to fit everyone up there, and it's not really working that well.
Yep. Stefan, ask this question in 10 days. So why, coach? I will tell you why. I can tell you the answer in 10 days. I will tell you why reason. Rangers tomorrow. Pittsburgh. Philadelphia. Rangers the next 4 games. If they go only 1-3, they are out. You go 2-2, they are out. They have to go 3-1 or 4-0 to keep up with the same division. Every game is 4 points. That was a total about 16 points in the standing. After that, Detroit, Chicago, Seattle, they have a really easy schedule after that. The next 4 games are really the big turn of the season for them. That's why Lamoriello does not want to play. Push back a little bit longer because the 4 games are really important. A game against Rangers back-to-back where it's the most important thing. So my point behind this, guys, it will be hard to catch up with the rest because those guys consist winning behind them. So for me, no, they won't make it. But again, I have to wait until the next 4 games will be a really key major on the rest of the season in our top and bad for me about that one over there. I don't know who do you want to hit. To all of you, who would you rather to be hit? Dawson Brown, Biff, or Ren Reeves?
Who would you rather be hit by? None of them. Are you kidding me?
I just dodge them. So I just fall before they come.
Like Yamu said, Dawson Brown, by the way. So that would be something about that. Buffalo demolished Montreal. Maybe Evan broke them. You know, there was one of the. You know, they demolished 8 games. They won 8 times, so they demolished a couple of games. Honestly, de Toronto, every time that. So, c'est ce qui se passe là. Ce monsieur, c'est un invité de. On invite du monde durant le live stream de temps en temps. Donc, c'est un invité dans le partisan des autres. Donc, c'est comme ça que c'est arrivé. I will take Reeves, he said, round 20. Vincent Costello in the house. Good gentleman, Cape Ben. The Wild would trade for J.D. Miller from Vancouver. The Wild should trade for J.D. Miller as well. I don't know enough that. Wait, it's funny. When I prepare some show like this, I have a question for you today, 3. And now people ask us some question like that about everything I'm trying to. It's funny. People I look like they read already my mind before I show up here. Have a question about the Islanders. Have a question about Vancouver players get a trade. And now he talk about those stuff like that. But it's just funny about this. I was agree about the best roster in hockey. About that, yes. Okay, you talk about the Carolina versus Tampa Bay. Vincent Cassel chatting from the woods in BC, Vancouver Island. Awesome. Hopefully the weather is better compared. Richard Mullen in the house tonight. Miss Forecom, the soul. Grew up in CR. Thanks, Andy Allen. Message stop say COVID. There are no such thing. Yes, they'll come on. Only flu. The quit is like nothing but OLX like a protects. All right, so it's good. Do you understand? Are you North or South Island, Vincent? I think the Islanders are going to make the playoff. They will get hot. We'll see. We'll see what's happening with that part over there. If it's going happening, everything like that. Before we let you go, Butter Monkey, any question you want to add? Or I'm going to ask you, have a good one, Atlanta, and good luck for tonight for your game. So one of the 3 questions you can answer in 30 seconds, each one of you. Between Predator Nashville or the New York Islanders, which one going to make the playoff? Or both of them don't make the playoff, or both make the playoff?
Go ahead, bud.
You want to go first, Enortap? Oh.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the standings. I'm curious how good the Predators are doing. Oh.
4th in the division.
I mean, Duchesne has been playing like Duchesne was back in his Colorado days. He's been absolutely amazing. Same with Johansson. So, and then the Islanders, I don't know. Their goaltending, like UC Saros has saved the Preds so many games, and they need Semyon Varlamov to do that. They can't just rely on Sorokin. As much as Sorokin is very good, you're paying Varlamov the $7 million.
Yep, I agree with you about that one. I think Sorokin right now, he cannot carry on all the team by himself, so I think they need both goaltender. Varlamov did not play the potential he's supposed to play, so it'll be interesting how he go interact. And after that, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I look at the Metropolitan Division, right? And I still believe that there'll be 5 teams coming out of it. So looking at the standings, Carolina should be in there. Washington should be in there. And really, I would say those are the 2 certainties. When you look at the Rangers, the Blue Jackets, you look at even Pittsburgh. I'm not drinking what they're selling. Philadelphia has been very inconsistent. I think the Islanders definitely have a great chance. They just have to put it together, and they have to get some secondary scoring. Like guys like Palmieri have to wake up and help Barzal out, and I think they will. And I think Lamoriello's not going to rest on just what he has. He will bring that team around. Trust me.
Yep, we'll be interested about that. Thank you so much, Sebastian. Welcome back. We have Mr. Stefan Manberg in the house from Sweden. Mr. Manberg is like about 11 o'clock. He just started his shift at the bar. He's at the halfway or close the bar. It may be 3 more hours before he put all the drunk people outside the bar, but that's another story. Maybe an hotel looking for the job. Maybe a bouncer in Sweden. Maybe they will need you over there. But, yeah, I agree with you, both of you, about that one of them. My second question, it was about that one over there. Between J.D. Miller and Brock Bowser for the Canucks Vancouver, which one do you trade?
If I'm Vancouver, I trade Miller over Besser because Besser is younger, I believe.
24 right, and 28. Contract is about the same thing. 1 more year for Miller, get a UF3 and 2 years, and he's still RFA this year, Bowser.
Yeah, I'd rather trade Miller over Besser because Besser has more potential and is younger. For even if Vancouver were to go into a rebuild again, which will take 3 years, Besser will only be like 26, 27 when the rebuild's done.
Enortap?
Yeah, I agree. I think has to be one of the ones that wakes up on that team, but he definitely has the potential. He's great in front of the net. Miller, this is the last. Did you say it was the last year of his contract before he becomes a free agent?
Yep. Before we let you go, Madam McCain, we have another question from Ron Winkings20. Said, can you actually compare McDavid, Ovechkin, and Gretzky? What I will say to you with this question. First of all, thank you so much. Merci, Sébastien, pour tes genres de mots. Which one do you prefer? Not compare. Just tell me, if you have a choice to start your own team, whatever it is, McDavid, Ovechkin, or Gretzky?
Gretzky? A lot of people forgot about Gretzky. He won Selkies, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he played very well defensively.
So you go with Gretzky?
Yeah, for sure. Well, no, maybe I lied. He didn't win. I thought he won Selkies.
Mr. Enortap?
I would still, like, until all records start going down, I mean, Gretzky's still the man. I love McDavid, but and Ovechkin as well, but I would go with Gretzky right now. He's the champ until somebody puts him down.
Yeah, Gretzky for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you about Gretzky about this. And Adam Vayako believe the Islanders outgoing game they will make up a comeback. That's what he believe about this. Miller, McDavid is better than both. It could happen, McDavid. I think for me, I would say to you guys, until he's still too young for compare McDavid to the rest of the team. But talent-wise, skill-wise, it's friend other option about this. So, it looked like at the end it will happening, but it would be interesting about that one over there. Gretzky is the best for Mark. Gretzky is the call. Gretzky. Gretzky, no question. You can see all depends what you care. So, Bottom Monkey, first of all, we want to say thank you so much to join us today. Secondly, we want to wish you an amazing, great, happy Thanksgiving. You're welcome to come back during the week. I know you're week off of the Thanksgiving, so that's pretty amazing to see that. We saw Michael Rosenblatt this morning. Any plan for the Thanksgiving or for the rest of your week?
I'm going to the game tomorrow against Philadelphia, which will be fun. I think it'll be very busy. I got a feeling because Philly fans always come in. So hopefully it could be a loud barn because last time it was 80%. That was very nice. I'd like to see 100 sellout arena. It would be nice.
Awesome. Before we leave, just tell me which school do you go? Is it Douglas?
No, it's North Broward.
Okay, you go in BB.
Yeah.
You still have a team this year?
Yeah, they have a team. I have some friends in it. Yeah.
Yeah, the high school?
Yeah, high school, yeah.
All right, yeah, I know. Sounds good. Thank you so much, my friend. We look forward to next time. Have an amazing, great rest of your night. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Continued success, bud.
All right, McDavid, Bobby Orr was pretty good also. Gretzky dominant, but best maker in the history. Where is Mario in there? That was the question about 3 fun players on Thursday. Gretzky was good in there, but McDavid is good. Bottom monkey, but not bottom monkey, but Mr. Enortap, the third question, it was this. Before we get there, it was, I don't know how I can get it, honestly, because It's somewhere. What do you think about this one over there? Here we go. That was the question of the day.
What do you think about the New Jersey Devils?
Yep.
I think they drafted well. It's going to take a while for a lot of those players to develop. They were hit with some injuries too at the beginning.
No, I'm talking about the New Jersey, by the way. I'm sorry. They have a New Jersey. I tried to find a picture. I cannot find a picture right now. So that's the problem about this. I don't know where I put the picture of this one over there. Piqué Subban, I wear that jersey over there. I cannot get it. So I don't know. Maybe his one. Here we go.
Oh, the jersey. Yeah, I saw that today too. I'll be honest with you. I forget who helped develop the jersey. I think it was the next player as well, if I'm not mistaken. They asked for his input. To be honest with you, I'm not a big fan. I know it's the gold colors, but I'm not a big fan of it. I'll be honest.
All right. You need a hat called hat. Yes, that's another one over there. Hat is a hat, and you put over there. I was just great about this one over there. Thank you for that. Bruno De Versa in the house. Thank you so much to join us
Coach,
about this one over there.
You didn't give us your opinion of the jersey.
For me, it looked like basketball jersey, so no. The second question, don't go together. Do you believe the Canucks will trade Brock Boeser? So it was the question. And the first one was, who will be in the playoff? Islanders, the Predator, or both? So you and I did some people read my mind, everything like that. And congratulations, Enortap, Ron Kings 20, have a great 4-2 yesterday. A bunch of people have 3-3 yesterday about that one over there. Like we do at the beginning, and we are almost at the end. Can you tell us, all the people on the picture and everybody in the chat, if you see, who do you recognize on the picture? You can put the name over there.
Well, I see Cornway, I believe. That's number 12. 24 in Buffalo. That would be... It's not Danny Gare. That would have been too... That would have been much
you need
later.
a helmet for Danny Gare.
Yeah, that's true. I can't tell the goalie because he's hidden there, but is that 22 on Montreal? 22 belongs to Shutt, but that's not Shutt. I don't know who 22 there is.
So far, Luc Lafortune he got it. Conway is Steve Shutt.
It is Steve Shutt. Okay. Because I to be honest with you, I've never seen Steve Shutt. That was my first guess, but I haven't seen him without a helmet.
Well, you see Steve Shutt with a lot of hair.
Like, I know Lafleur was notorious for his
flying. Who is the ref?
Oh, no idea. No idea.
All right. So I'm going to give you this. The ref is Willie Harris.
Okay.
The goaltender, Jerry Desjardins. And the player number 24, I apologize, but it's a Bill Hatch. H-A...
Hatch, yeah.
It makes sense. So,
yes.
No, it's not Larry Playfair. Number 22 Playfair when he played over there, I believe. So, and that's the coach behind the goal. Possible I'm sit at the first row. If I say it's not a Chinese woman walking behind, by the way, about that. So every night we bring you some picture to recognize for everybody. So I just want to share with you about that one over there. So that's what happening. Something happening, and you know how I love all the kind of the statistic everything like that. To give you an idea, the OZ controlling entry for New Jersey guys, when they control the puck, when they go inside, all right, on power play, they are number 1. OZ pass to the house, they are on play, they are number 29. The OZ pass completion, they are 28. Shot from the home house on play, they are 28. And the shot attempt on the net at 30. So that's another kind of stuff you have to realize as a coach. You need to work on it. That's what all the data analytics does. gave an opportunity for us. Okay, all right, we can carry on the puck inside the zone, but what we do after that is not great. So how we can move the puck better, and how we can move the players. So just give you an idea how the team does their stats and behind the scenes. So we turn that. I just want to share with you about that one over there. And that was another picture I have for you about that one over there. Very quickly for the news, we're not going to go straight about that. We're not going to talk about this. We have 5 minutes. Kulak is out for the rest of the week. Allen is back between the pipes. Pocket returned on the practice with the team. Not sure he's going to be part of the game. Bad news for the Detroit. Stetcher out for 3 months. Mitchell is out for month. I think it's Stephen Mitchell or something like that. Adam and Ricky Anaheim is out. No. Josh Brown for Ottawa is going to be out for a few weeks. Is out. 7 players for the Islanders player on the COVID-19 at that moment. Pacioretty, Jack Hughes, Philip Forsberg, and B-Ram are back on skating right now with their team. We don't know when they're going to be back with the team. I just want to share with you about what's going on, about all the news in NHL. And, of course, we announced today Brandon Point will be out for a minimum of 4 to 6 weeks. So, very quickly, what's happening. And we go to the prediction of the evening about that. And that's it. I just want to say about this. Pavlich, Johnny Golden. No, Matt Pavlich was a linesman, Johnny Golden. Bill Jett, Alan Vaillancourt. Look how the glass is. I agree with you, Johnny. That was cool. The crowd, the people talk about the people. 5-3, 6-3, and 5-2. Leona McIntosh, welcome aboard. Very similar to Montreal, with Fortune. I bet the King are worse than the Summer Devils. Talbot good for 2 tomorrow. Everything, Sebastien. Eagle, Frank Sport in the house. Welcome aboard. I hope everyone is having a good day. Yes, sir. Are you doing the game tonight, Mr. Eagle Frank? And way go in our tap. You can starting right now. I'm going to take all the score. You can give me all the score, guy. We're going to start right now in our tap. You are on the right there.
Okay, so first game we have Philadelphia versus Tampa Bay, and we've mentioned it already tonight that with Kucherov out, that was a big blow. But now losing Braden Point is also another big blow to that team, especially offensively. But the fact that Point was such a clutch scorer as well, like if they ever they needed that game-winning goal or overtime, he was there. He's usually the one that gets those kind of goals. And it was interesting how he got hurt. He went board hard after the penalty. I think he had a penalty shot after that, even though he was grimacing in pain and holding his left shoulder. So it just kind of speaks to the person. But you know what? I'm sure glad they went back to pick up Alex Barré-Boulet, because now they've called him up and he's part of the team. And he's got some very good skills, good speed. So he's going to have to fill in. Next man up, as they say. Philadelphia, on the other hand, has had some trouble scoring lately. That's where their inconsistencies lie. You look at somebody like Joel Farabee, after getting out to that quick start, as per usual, he comes back down to earth, and he hasn't contributed that much in his last 3 or 4 games. So I'm going to take, and they also have Kevin Hayes out of the lineup as well. So we don't know how that'll affect him. I think it'll be a big deterrent. I'm going to take Tampa Bay to win this game 4-2. And leave its heart against Vasilevsky tonight.
Here we go. You can continue.
Okay, next game we have the Edmonton Oilers and Dallas. Dallas has shown some great improvement lately. I think that it's no coincidence that they've started to improve, as we've seen improvement in and Rope and also Robertson. They've started to score. A little bit of pressure off of some of the other players as well. Not that they were scoring either, but at least they're getting that scoring now. They're going to have to do something down the road, especially with their four goaltender situations. I think that'll be something that'll help the team. Right now, Edmonton is just flying. This could have been a question too today. Like when we look at Connor McDavid and Draisaitl, where do we rank that dynamic duo with other ones in the past in the NHL? And I would definitely put them up there with Gretzky and Curry, and we'll see what they accomplish this year by the end of it all, and how that goes. But I think Edmonton's kind of been fortunate that even though the injury bug has been there for Smith and Koskinen, they've had Skinner step up, and he's really produced for them. He's been great in the 3 or 4 games that he's played. I think that this will be a very close game. But I think Edmonton will pull it off in overtime here, 4-3.
Edmonton, 4-3, empty net about that one. Main girl in the house, welcome aboard. Thank you so much. Guys, I'm getting all your information. Don't worry about that. When we take all the game, if you ask questions or comments, very hard for me to answer that moment. But keep up with the game, everything like that. We're looking good so far. Mr. Enortap, last game, Chicago 6-10-2, and Calgary 11-3-5. Back at home now. Markstrom versus Fleury. Fleury, unbelievable the last couple of games. 5-1 under Derek King, and Calgary, best team built, best duo goaltender. Markstrom 5 shutout and 2 for Vladar. Here we go.
Yeah, the Hawks look to keep rolling. Went close out a 4-game road trip with the visit to Calgary tonight. You're right. Under King, they've been 5-1, which has been great. We've seen great improvement in their continuity between the defense, their transition game between the defense and the offense. So that's good to see. And a couple players have really started to come to life as well. I think the Brinkat's been a hot hand lately. Patrick Kane is scoring as well. So that's great on that. I still think, and Fleury, of course, has been fantastic in that, exactly what they expected from the beginning. It's great on them that they've improved, and I think that they do have the capability to continue playing well. But I think they're a little bit in over their head tonight with Calgary. Calgary's been one of the top teams in the NHL this year. Starting with the goaltending they've been getting out of Markstrom. He's had a total of 7 shutouts for Calgary, which leads the league. Defense has been solid. We've seen Johnny Gaudreau come back to life this year. What can we say a bit about the bread eater Mangiapane? He's just been on a tear, and I don't know how I forgot to mention him earlier as one of the least appreciated players in the league right now. Their game is coming together, and under Sutter's defensive leadership system plays, they seem to all have bought into it. The only one I'm concerned with is Monahan. He hasn't seemed to have come out of his slump, so we'll see what happens there. But I'm going to take for this game Calgary to win 4-2.
I'm stuck with my 5-3. So, first of all, Kelly, you are awesome. Miss Darlene, thank you to be a part of the show tonight with Miss Kelly. Thank you for joining us. I got all the score. You should do Chicago. I will be honest with you guys. I don't do Philadelphia, Tampa Bay. I'm going to be between Chicago and Calgary or Edmonton and Dallas.
I think that Edmonton Dallas game will be a good one, Coach.
Yeah. I just try to get more people. That's my biggest problem about that. I'm not sure. Blackhawks has been a good team, you know what I mean, by Edmonton. So we'll see what's happening about that one then. So we got all the information about this, about that. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like. That'd be awesome. And also at the end of the show, we do always what we do. We do the prediction of the evening about that one over there. Here we go.
Okay, so in that, I'm going to take Vasilevsky. And on defense, I'm going to take Hedman and Barry. And on offense, forwards, I'm going to take, and I didn't forget him this time, Mangiapane with McDavid and Draisaitl.
Here we go. Hans, Stamkos, RNH, Jones, and Iskanen, and Max Strom for me. I think that's pretty much even what we have together about that one there. I would suggest you guys the Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, I went under. I took also the money for Edmonton tonight. All right. And honestly, I will not touch Calgary and Chicago about the money with the spread, but I will go under also with Calgary and the Edmonton. This is my, and again, you don't have to trust me. It's just my, with the money, I put my money today about that one over there. Why is called Bread Eater?
Bread eater, because the word mangiapane in Italian means eat bread. So we call him the bread eater.
Here we go. I saw a game in the old Chicago Stadium. Again, was awesome. Denis Savard was playing a long time ago. Yes, I remember the wood skating all up and down. Minnesota with Chicago. Minnesota won 5-2. Vincent said. Roger Devaney said Tampa Bay, Oilers, Calgary. Roger, you got it. And we said Tampa Bay, Edmonton, and Calgary. Like everybody said that. Steve, great show coming together. Best hockey content from us on there. Thank you, Nobel, for you. Do go see about the monkey too. Awesome. Jill, coach, we trust you. And look, let's conclude another great show, the warm-up show tonight with Enortap. And before we leave, any other comments you want to add, Mr. Enortap, before we go?
Just want to thank everybody for joining us as usual, and thank you, Coach, for all that you do for the station and for all of us. We love you.
It's a pleasure to having you aboard. But before we leave, we have to remember everybody, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks to join us tonight for another warm-up show. We look forward to you tomorrow, 5 o'clock p.m. for the warm-up show with the Enortap and Coach Frenchy. Have an amazing, great, blessing night, everybody. Be well, be healthy. Thank you, Enortap.
Surprise. I'd rather want you to just let me be.
951. I love it.
What do I know? What's going on now? Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now.
You're welcome, Mark. Thank you, everybody. Canadian Giant, Johnny Golden, Vincent Costello, Andy Koivulov. I can tell you right now, guys, I'm doing Dallas and Edmonton Oilers tonight. It's confirmed. I just talked with my agent. My agent said you should go with the Edmonton